Y'all know how I do. Welcome to the ShePub Network, books, where we talk books, authors, and publishers. I am Shanita Finesse, CEO and founder of She Publishing LLC, and all type of stuff going on, y'all. Right now, we got dogs barking, kids screaming, all that, but we're gonna keep going and moving forward. So tonight, we will be again interviewing and introducing you to the authors on our roster. And tonight we will be introducing you to the author of Did I Make You Proud? But before we introduce you, because y'all done heard of him before already, okay? And I'm sure you probably, if you have not grabbed that book yet, you're gonna have to grab that book. But before we get started with the interview, I do want to tell you about two big things that's happening next year for 2025. So the first thing I want you guys to register for, we want to see you show up and show out, is for the 2025 She Conference and Networking Convention, where we will be celebrating books, authors, and publishers. If you have a story in you, and by the way, everybody has a story to tell, but we will be honoring a lot of the authors on our platform, as well as any aspiring authors. So, the second big thing that I would like to tell you guys about is the Meet the World Writers Cruise. That cruise will be August 29th, September 3rd. It's an adults only cruise. Meals are included. All rooms are balconied rooms, and you can actually go on meettheworldimagesolutions.com to get the information about that. And again, the information about the She Conference, you would go to www.shepublishingllc.com, go to the events tab, and it will tell you everything you need to know to be in attendance, to be a vendor, to be there with the She Squad. All right. So now let's get to the man of the hour, y'all. All right. So the man of the hour is Mr. Darion Knight. And Darion Knight is a husband, father, entrepreneur, and newly minted author. He owns Prairie Gymnastics Club in Batavia, Illinois, if I'm saying that correctly, alongside his wife, Jillian Knight. They host one of the largest, y'all, gymnastics competitions in the nation, held at the iconic Navy Pier in Chicago, Illinois. It will be January 2025. We're going to let him tell us more about that. But their family includes their remarkable 8-year-old daughter, Olivia, and she is described as the epitome of the ideal child. Okay. I wish I had that. It ain't happening. But in addition to that, Darion has been featured on our BNB newsletter mag. He has went to his first book tour in Houston, Texas. He has won an award for the ShePub Network, and he's also had an amazing book tour, book signing that he's had. So, with all that said, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Darion Knight.
Hello, hello.
That was
Look
a
at this.
lot.
That sounded made me seem like I was really important or something.
Oh, you are. You are definitely important.
I
Yeah.
try.
Yeah. And I even
So
see
what's going
you,
on?
man, life, right? Did you hear all the commotion in the background or no?
I heard a couple things moving around.
All right. Well, can you tell the viewers a little bit about you and yourself? Because I already told them.
Yeah.
I already gave a full introduction already.
So yeah, me. I'm Darion Knight. Like she said. I was born on the south side of Chicago in the Inglewood area. Yeah, I did gymnastics. I was a black. I did gymnastics, which was really tough being in the inner city doing gymnastics because there wasn't a lot of people that looked like me that did gymnastics. I started gymnastics. I did pretty well. I actually trained at the Olympic Training Center as part of the Junior Olympic Development Team. Did that for a couple years. Um, I sustained an injury, which ended my gymnastics career. Got away from gymnastics for a few years. I did not like the sport at all because it felt like I had gave everything, and then it kind of let me down. Ended up getting back into coaching, fell in love with coaching, and now I own a gymnastics facility of my own in Batavia, Illinois. And yeah, Finesse, you did say that correctly. It is Batavia.
Thank you. Man, so for me, that is so inspiring to hear a male, black male, and like that's why I say just a male, period, uh, doing a darn thing, growing up in Chicago, Illinois. So, um, as far as the book is concerned, did I make you proud? Um, I'm assuming your life is what inspired that title.
Yes, yes. Mhm.
And why that particular title? Because the title could have been anything.
Right, right. So, Did I Make You Proud came from, it was a place where like I was a teenager that grew up in inner city Chicago during the 90s. So I mean I did a few things that I'm not proud of. You know what I mean? So it's like you have a gymnastics career that you think is going to take you to the Olympics that ends, right? Then you go to school. Well, I went to SIU party school, and I definitely partied. So I didn't finish that part. And mind you, my mother is well, she's a retired principal. So education in my house meant everything. So I ended up not graduating college. So that was another thing. So I didn't do the gymnastics, didn't quite finish the school. But now, despite all of that, I have a somewhat successful business, I think. And then, like you said, I host one of the largest gymnastics competitions in the nation. So it's like, okay, does what I'm doing now kind of does it wipe my slate clean? And do I make you proud? Did I make them proud?
Wow. Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's almost like a new chance, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
And yeah, and just let you know, Mark, he said, "What's up?" And and I think, and then we have someone who said, "Proud of you because."
Oh,
So
Siata, that's my cousin Siata. He's on here. What's up, cuz?
yeah, but I really like that, and the fact that I know you personally, you give back, you wanting to give back to the community, the different things that you're doing. Me even reading this book, it I think even for me personally, I've been like, man, well, did I make my mom proud or did I make the people who I surround myself with proud? And I think this is a question that many people may
Right.
ask themselves. So for you to write a book and to have that, and you guys, by the way, the book, Did I Make You Proud?
Oh yeah, I like
It's
that
in,
cover.
yeah, paperback and hardback, and it's you. It is all
Yes.
you. So creating this cover, and we may have talked about that in a previous interview, but this cover is just you all day long. Can you let us know, like, why did you decide to go with this cover? Because I'm sure there were other cover options.
Okay, so on that cover, so we they can kind of see it, but in the background, it is me as a gymnast in high school. That's the top one. It's kind of blurred, but that's purposely because a lot of people around me didn't know my gymnastics background because I kind of
Mhm.
the guys in the neighborhood, except for the immediate guys, they knew, but everybody else they didn't really know my gymnastics background. So it was always kind of hidden. You know what I mean? The medal in the middle, because gymnastics has been, whether I loved it, hated it, or whatever, it's still been like a huge part of my life. So I had to have that front and center. But then if you look at the picture underneath that, it has me, I'm smiling, which doesn't happen very often. And Jillian always talks about that because I never smile in pictures, but that picture she liked a lot because I was actually smiling, and it's more in the front, a
Yes.
picture I'm more proud of, because of the successful things that I'm doing now. So it just comes from like from the back to the front. It just symbolized what I'm doing now, kind of, and yeah, I
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, it's dope. It's pretty dope. And so Shirley Scott, she says, "Oh yes, I'm proud. I was even proud of you back then." Isn't that
Of course, she's gonna
lovely?
say that. That's my mother. So
But man, and I believe that. I truly believe that. And one of the things that I wonder, you're in gymnastics and growing up in the city of Chicago, okay?
right.
How'd your friends, you kind of touched on a little bit, how did your friends really take you being a young man in gymnastics? Was there ever a challenging point or something? Did you
So
feel
I'll
some
tell
type
you,
of
like
way?
in the neighborhood, and I talk about this in the book. The circle is where I grew up at. That's
Hmm.
the area of Chicago, right off 76 and Damon. Those guys, they were like, you mean they embraced it. They saw the things I was doing, and
Wow.
sometimes I would flip in the circle, which my coaches and everybody else, if they knew that, they would have been pretty upset. But I would do that, so they kind of understood. They kind of lifted me up for that. But on the other side, in school and stuff like that, it was a little
Hmm.
bit different because gymnastics was a quote unquote girly sport. So I definitely had to learn how to use my hands a little bit because people would definitely test me.
Okay, all right, y'all. And so, I want to make sure the viewers understand what use your hands mean. So you had to get.
Yeah, I had to get busy, throw a right or left, right, left.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. And so Mark, he said that's dope. Honestly, I don't know a lot about brothers who did gymnastics. And not only does Darion do gymnastics, but he coaches it. So
Right.
that's the even beauty of it. And he actually has his own gymnastics studio.
Yeah, gymnastics
So
club. And to Mark, like it's actually a lot more of us now. If you watch the Olympics, you saw Fred competing. Um, we've had others in the past, Stacy, Donnell, um,
mhm.
Coy. It's a lot of us now. Well, I'm not gonna say a lot, but a lot more than it used to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I still don't see that but
But
okay,
it's
so
one one lady that that would be Simone. Simone is like she
oh,
has brought a lot of attention to us.
yes.
Jordan
Yes.
is more, especially on the women's side, is more coming out, and they're very very talented.
Yep. All right. So, a lot of people in the chat, they're talking about how great your book has been, how phenomenal the read is. They're talking about the book is awesome, how it will truly motivate you, and it's a must-have read, and it is absolutely the truth. Now, your memoir, it emphasizes resilience and self-determination. So can you share a pivotal moment when you almost gave up but chose to push forward?
Let me think about that, because there was a lot of times in gymnastics where you would want to give up. I know I talked about this in the book, and it talked about black points, because my mother used to
Okay.
talk about black points all the time, and what that was, it was like no matter how good you did, because of the color of your skin, sometimes the judges will find deductions, that they wouldn't find in others. So to me, that just
Mm,
meant that in order for me to succeed, I couldn't just be good. I had to be great. You know what I mean? Like some things that
right,
other people would get away with, I couldn't. So I had to make sure that I stood out more than anybody else.
right.
So
Wow.
so yeah, the black points and that, That was all through
Wow.
gymnastics, you know. So
Wow, black points. Wow. So you definitely must get your creativity from your mom. Uh No, and I just say this, nothing against your dad, Papa Bear and everything, but the reason why, because when Black Points, this is my first time hearing Black Points,
right,
and you describing it in the way that you did, and it also it reminds me of the titles of the chapters
yeah,
in your book, and I love the play on words, with the chapters of your book, and I just wanna, um, maybe reference maybe 1 or 2, but the titles all have to do with some form of gymnastics.
right, yeah.
So one title is floor exercise, where it all began. And so why did you title that chapter that?
So I'll kind of go over because I can't just say why I titled it floor exercises because I got to give you the bigger picture.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because like in a gymnastics competition, you have a thing called Olympic order, right? So that's the order that the events go in. So the first event is floor exercise. That's where it starts. Then you go to pommel horse, which is kind of hard, it's gritty, you know. Then you have after that is rings, which is is a mostly strength exercise. Vault, you got to be fast, you got to be powerful. P bars is the one, even though like it was hard, but it was one of my favorite events because you can swing, you can show strength and all of that. And then high bar was actually it's one to think about because I can't say scared of heights because me and Olivia have talked about that, but heights make me nervous, and high bar just in the name is high. So that was one of those things where I had to really like control my emotions and I'll say fear so that I can finish it. And I was actually pretty good at high bar too, because that's the one where you release the bar, you catch it, and
Hmm.
if you hit it, it actually hurt because it's a metal bar.
Okay. Yeah. So I think I may have tried to dibble and dabble into gymnastics, but that wasn't just for me. Okay.
So
That
that
wasn't
wasn't
gonna
it.
work.
You
But
actually have to like most gymnasts, if you think about it, you gotta be like a little crazy. And the reason why I say that is because you do things that your body is not meant to do, right?
uh,
You swing around on bars and you swing on the rings and things like that, where if you fail, it is gonna hurt. But you do that day in and day out, like over and over again now, and don't even just mention how sore you are most of the time, you know? So yeah.
yeah, really, you really putting that in perspective for me because I'm like, you got to be crazy doing gymnastics.
You gotta be a little off, you know?
And we're joking here, viewers. Okay.
Definitely, definitely jokes. Definitely jokes.
Okay. No, but I mean, that's a skill. I think I was watching I was on social media, and I'm not on social media a lot, but I think I saw a video of your daughter doing gymnastics on the
Yeah.
bars. I think that's what that is.
She did the bar. She didn't know. She actually she had her first competition this weekend in Champaign. It was called the Ugly Sweater Invite. And so she was on the beam, which she says she is not good at. She hates beam. It's too hard. Well, she actually ended up winning second place at her competition this past weekend. So yeah, this
Nice.
was her first one of the year.
Wow. So she made you proud.
You're on mute though.
You can't hear me?
No,
Oh, come on now. Come on. Hmm. Let's see. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear.
Wow. Come on, Facebook. Don't do this. Don't do this. Hmm. Okay, let's. I am not sure what's happening. Is it anybody else? Can anybody out there hear me? Can any viewers hear me? Hmm. Okay, let me see some. Can you hear me now? Hello, hello, hello. Okay. All right, viewers. So it okay, so it seems like you guys can hear the both me and Darion, but Darion can't hear me, and that's okay. So we okay, thank you guys for confirming that you can hear us both, you guys. Thank you, Star Rebel. Um, what I'm gonna do is so we can keep this interview going, y'all. I'm gonna tell Darion to go out and come back in. All right, and I want to thank y'all for showing up and showing out. She family, yeah, we're gonna have Darion go out and come back in. I kind of disconnected all of my mics and headphones and everything like that so that you all can hear me. But yeah, Mark, that's exactly what I told him to do is to go out and come back in. So we're gonna see if that works. We're gonna see if he's able to hear me. Um, all right, so can you hear me now?
I can. I'm
Okay. So I discombobulated my mic and all type of stuff because I wanted to make sure, but you can still hear me good, right?
Yep, I got you.
Okay, and the viewers, look, let me tell you how the viewers show up and show out. Look, Mark, like I can hear. Yes, I can.
All
I
right, we back on. We are back on.
all right, you guys. So, yeah, so getting back to gymnastics and your daughter, she won the competition and
Right.
everything, and that was awesome and amazing. Now, C author said he remember as a child growing up and watching you. It was amazing doing the house and the rings and the floor exercises. So were you in the crib doing this stuff or did he see you do this in
Nah, he had to see at a competition, you know. So
okay.
that's my cousin Shiata, you know, he has a vivid imagination. So maybe he did see me in the house. No, but we all used to be the house I know he's speaking of though. That's my grandfather's house. We mentioned that in the book. That's Daddy Mo's house.
Mhm.
We spent a lot of time over there. Maybe I did a cartwheel or two, but hey, it was rough over there. So I didn't try to do too much.
All right, all right. So, and just one last question about gymnastics because I want to get to the business. I want to
Okay.
get to the business side and what you're doing and what you're wanting to do in the community. But is gymnastics really hard? Because Mark said that some people don't know how difficult gymnastics is.
The gymnastics, it is very hard because it takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of flexibility, endurance, because doing the floor exercise, doing all of those skills in the amount of time you have, you know, you get tired. But most of the gymnasts at higher levels, you got to think they're training up to 30, 35 hours a week. So I started training maybe 30 out 24 to 30 hours when I was maybe like 11 or 12.
Okay.
So that means you're missing a lot of parties. You are missing a lot of things that go on at the school. So you got to dedicate yourself to the sport at a young age.
Goodness. Yeah, and you know what? And I totally agree with you with that because again, when I was trying, I tried when I was like older. And I'm like, body ain't flexible as it used to be, like none of that. None of that.
Yeah, that's a sport you really should start at an early age.
Yeah.
It's some that have started later, but that's one of the ones you got to put in that work early.
All right. So, how did your upbringing in Chicago prepare you for the entrepreneurial world? And what were some key lessons you learned along the way that you can share with us?
How they growing up in Chicago. Growing up in Chicago is tough anyway. So it's like you gotta be tough enough to first of all make it through it. Being a black male in the 90s,
Mhm.
like come on. Like you didn't know if you were gonna make it home every day.
Yeah,
So it's like you had to be smart enough, first of all, to not get involved in a lot of the nonsense. You know what I mean? But then
right.
just tough enough to just survive in that environment. And I think if you can survive on the south side of Chicago, growing up in the 90s, if you can do that, it's like nothing else is that hard because you see people die, you see the violence and stuff like that. In the business world, I'm not worried about dying.
Right.
So if it's not going to kill me, it's only going to make me stronger. That's how I think about everything.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I truly I like that philosophy, and that's why you have inspired me tremendously with all that you have going on and doing. So, with the business, with you and your wife, how did you come to that? How did you come? You got a whole gymnastics facility, and then I want you to get into the competition that you do every year.
Okay. So the business, so you want me to tell the truth about how
I,
the whole business thing started.
we want to know
This
the
is it.
truth.
This is it, right? So the first part was Jillian and I, I wanted to have a gymnastics center since I was young, right? So Jillian and we had actually made a business plan about a gymnastics facility that we were going to build from the ground up. But if anybody knows anything about gymnastics coaches party a little bit. So after one of the competitions, we were having adult beverages, and um a guy I knew that I was pretty close to, we were talking and he was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about owning a gymnastics facility?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've thought about it." And he was like, "You want to buy ours?" So I'm like, man, I'm thinking to myself, like, we already got this business plan. We kind of got a vision of what the way we want to do it, but this one is already made. So that night I called Jillian. I'm like, like, what do you want? You want to buy this gym? And she had already been thinking about it because she didn't want to have to like work. 'Cause she worked, I think it's called second shift, where she got off real late. And she didn't want to, when we had a child, she didn't want to have to miss holidays and be, working late. So it was right up her alley. So she was like, yeah, let's do it. So I think in about 6 months, it was about a 6 months time, we bought the facility and here we are.
Wow, and
But
so
yeah,
how
it
long?
started all over having some adult beverages after a competition.
Oh man, look, that sounds like another story I heard about somebody who started writing a book. But okay, hey, well, maybe
Yeah,
I need to go out for a drink, and get me a building or something. Is that how
right.
you do it? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here on the ShePub Network. How you start is you go out, you get a couple of beverages, and then you just do
And that it just happens just like that. It was a few more steps in there, but yeah, but that's how
it.
that's how it started. The business plan, I think, was the most important part because it took a
Okay.
while and it was very detailed. Yeah, and that's one thing that most people they don't think about is
Mhm.
creating a business plan. I think to me that's like the most important part of it because if you don't have a plan, like you don't know where to go, so you just walk around aimlessly and you're lost.
Right. So tell us a little bit about the 2025 Windy City, because I think I see it on your shirt. Can we see your
Yeah,
shirt?
yeah, you see
Yeah,
it. That's
Windy City Invitational. Can you tell us more about that? And I mean, how we could even help make that even become even more successful, because this is huge what you guys are doing.
yeah, it's one of the largest competitions in the nation, and it takes place. So we used to be. Let me start this other part. So we didn't actually start the competition. When we bought the gym, we negotiated a deal that to make the purchase of the gymnastics business include the gymnastics competition.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Now
So the
that was
gymnastics
smart.
competition is for the junior competition. This is, I think, 25. But before that, it was a collegiate competition, which still goes on today. But the collegiate competition, we're in year number 54. So what we did was
Mhm.
Jillian and I and the rest of our team, it was a boys only competition until 2023.
Yeah.
Then we added the girls competition and it doubled the number. So we were at about 1,000 boys in the competition plus the collegiate teams. And then now we have an additional 1,600 girls. And this year will be the first women's NCAA competition. So
Oh,
we've just like expanded every year so far.
wow. And that is huge, y'all. And I've
It's
been to a couple of them, y'all.
so what you saw last year, it will be different this year too. Because last year at Navy Pier, they have two festival halls. They have Festival Hall A, Festival Hall B. Last year we only had Festival Hall A, which is 113,000 square feet. This year, due to the additional girls, we opened up the wall, the separator wall, and added Festival Hall B, which is another 56,000 square feet. So yeah, it will look different this year.
Good Lord. Star Rebel, she's like, wow. She's like, that is massive. And then you got Chancellor. He giving you dabs, okay, for this. I mean,
So oh, Chancellor. So Chancellor is one of my former gymnasts. He actually started me like my first, I'll say, real competitive boys team. Chancellor, Justin, Trevor, Malcolm,
mhm.
they were all part of that team. And Chancellor is pretty successful himself right now. He owns a couple franchises of the Joint in Texas. I think he has 4 or 5 of them right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so Chancellor's doing big things now too.
Congratulations, Chancellor. Yeah, we was actually trying to come and visit him
Yeah,
when
when
we
we're
were
in
down
Houston,
there.
but yep,
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And Chancellor is actually in the book too, because I remember
yes, he
seeing his
is.
name.
There's a few people that have to be in the book. You know, back then, Chancellor and Justin have been around me for a very long time, and I watched them grow up, and they they watched me grow up too. Because when they first joined the team, I was still a little wild. I would come in the gym and I had all my jewelry on, and yeah, so
Well, so it was a question that I wanted to ask. I wanted to ask you throughout your journey, like who's the one person who like really inspired you and motivated you? But it seems like it was a tribe of people
yeah,
that
it
inspired
was.
you. And one of the things that I love the most about your book is that at the end it's like a tribute to that tribe of people
Yeah,
who
exactly.
inspires you. I love that.
Yeah, so it had to be like, because like it's easy for some people, I guess, to name one person, but for me, I don't think I could just name one because everybody added to what I've become. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Everybody added to it. So it's like my mother, my father, my stepfather, father Bubba, like he introduced me to a whole lot of people because he knows everybody in America. My my uncle Clay, my aunt Lou, like all of those people, like added to what I am now. You know, it's like without them, without me being able to watch the things that they did, is no way I would be strong enough to do the things that I'm doing right now.
yeah.
And
And
then you add Jillian and Olivia into that,
oh
you
man,
know, and
yeah,
they kind of make me step my game up even more because they
yeah.
didn't ask for anything, but I think they deserve more, you know?
Wow. Look, that is just awesome for to hear a husband say that, y'all. You know, a husband and a father to say that. I will tell you, I've met your wife, but okay. I remember the first time I met her. Okay, and let me tell y'all, she wasn't playing when it came to Mr. Knight. Okay.
Right. Oh, I know what
She
situation you're talking
wasn't
about.
play yeah.
Yeah,
She
don't put that one on
wasn't
here.
playing. And she's a whole nother powerhouse within herself. And I could appreciate her too. Like, proud of that you have found someone that you love who you want to take care of. Like that's what we want to see as women. We want to see a man who want to take care of his family, his
Yeah,
wife, do things for them. They motivate him. We recently had a conversation. You like, I need to surround myself with some positive people. And
yeah,
it's just the truth, y'all.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
go.
it's like even if you look at our dynamic with me and Jillian, right? Because like I'm like the big dreamer, I can pull things together, but she tightens it up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because if you hear something, you get an email that sounds like somebody else wrote it, and my name might be on it, it's definitely not me. It will definitely be Jillian because like that's the stuff. Like she's really
Yeah.
detailed. Yeah, so she makes it happen.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You want you want a romantic partner that way, but then you also want business partners where
Exactly.
y'all gel the same
Yeah.
way. And you the expert at this, and I'm the expert at that, and you to start this, I'm gonna start at that, and that creates an extraordinary situation where we all win.
Right. That's why the gym works because like I try not to step into her field, into her zone, which is like she's at the front of the gym. When people come in, they see Jillian. If somebody has a problem with the gym, as far as like customer service kind of stuff, they go to Jillian because if you had me at the front, it'll be a whole different dynamic. You don't want me at the front of the gym. Let me stay in the gym where all the gymnastics is taking place of. Let me do what I know because Jillian is a social worker. You know, she got a master's in social work, so
Hmm.
she's good with people and understanding and all that kind of stuff. I'm not, so I know my strengths.
Yep, yep. And I definitely see that in you. And my mother, she just loves you guys' dynamic as well. And you actually went to Houston, Texas for your
Right.
first book tour. Like, how was that experience for you? Because everybody, I gotta say one thing. No, I gotta say one thing. When we were talking about family and everything, I didn't want to miss saying this, but Mark is talking about some he a bachelor. So he taking notes. So do you have any other pointers for him before we move to the next question?
Say as a bachelor, let's see. You know, something I haven't been one in a while, so I don't know. No, I can say, just listen. You know what I mean? I'm not good at listening, but I'm trying to get better. I like to hear myself talk, so sometimes I need to just be quiet and listen. So that's my words. Just listen.
All right, you heard it, Mark. You heard it. All right. So, is there anything else in particular you like to share with the
Yeah,
viewers?
I do want to share something else because
Okay.
you talked about me like trying to give back to the community,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
there has been, well, it's two things I want to talk about. The first one is the giving back to the community, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because I came from the inner city and I know how like it wasn't a lot of black gymnasts in the city. So what I want to do, and it's in the works. We just got some of the paperwork back, but we are creating a foundation, a WCI Gymnastics Foundation, which our goal is to give scholarships to inner city kids so that they can, competitive kids, so that they can afford the sport of gymnastics. So gymnastics is definitely an expensive sport. And sometimes if you're trying to decide whether to pay gymnastics tuition or pay rent at home or get pay for food, sometimes gymnastics gets left on the back burner. And there was one kid that I heard of that potentially wasn't going to be able to compete in a state championships competition because they hadn't paid their tuition. And that bothered me. So what I did was let me see what I can do about it. So me and a couple friends that are on the board, we this year we are trying to give away one scholarship to one boy, one scholarship to one girl from the Chicago Park District, so that at least we have two people that'll be able to afford gymnastics this year. We're getting the process moving, and hopefully we'll be able to get this done by the competition, but it will happen this year. So that's one of them. WCI Gymnastics Foundation will try to give out two scholarships, one boy, one girl from the Chicago Park District, and we're looking to expand from there. Second
Oh, wait,
project,
wait,
and
wait, 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 wait. Hold up,
go,
hold up, hold
go
up.
ahead.
Okay. Because see, you be moving, and then we gotta celebrate this for us for at least a minute, y'all. We gotta let that sink in for at least a minute. That is dynamic. Like
Thank
everything
you.
that you're doing already, and now you're talking about having a foundation, giving back to community. That is huge. Okay, that
It's
is
like, listen,
huge.
it's like in business, yes, you are supposed to make money. You know what I mean? That is the goal of business. But I think there should also be a goal to give back to where you came from. You know what I mean? It's like, I know it sounds crazy, but it's only so much money you can make before it doesn't mean as much anymore. But it'll mean a whole lot more to see somebody, you know what I mean, the look on somebody's face that they now compete in gymnastics, a sport they love. You know what I mean? And if I can help somebody have that smile, I think it's all worth it.
That's dope. That is so dope. I think I might get back into gymnastics, y'all, if I can have a chance.
I say do that. Hey, there are classes somewhere. Don't come out to my gym, but there are classes somewhere.
Dang, that was kind of rough.
No, you know, because insurance for adults is a whole lot different than insurance for kids. You know, kids bounce back.
I know that's right.
Older people, more seasoned people, they do this thing called, let's see, what is it called? They sue people. So
That's
so
true.
I'm gonna say, yeah, maybe do a stretch, go
That's
LA
true.
Fitness, something like that. You know, but
Yeah. Look, look, look. Mark, he said great advice. Yeah, you got that right. I will go to LA Fitness. Okay. All right.
oh
So,
man.
what's this next big thing?
The next one, and the reason I'm saying this on here is to make sure it happens. So I think
Okay.
I talked to you about this before. So Olivia, after you know, mean seeing me write the book, and no, look, if you look behind me, there's a little pink book and then a green one, right? Those are her and her granny Ann's first attempts at writing books. So My mother used to do the same thing with me when I was a kid. We would sit down and write books, and she would like use the cardboard, and then she would have some like copy paper. We would write stories, and those were the first books. So I've actually written a book before. Thank you. This is not my first one, but the first this is my first published one. But back to what I was saying, Olivia came to me and said that she wanted to write a book.
Wow.
So I talked to you about, because she's been writing little short stories. I have like little booklets all around here with Olivia's stories in them, but that's not what she wants to do. So she said that she wants to write a book like mine that helps people.
What?
Yeah. So, well, most people don't know, but Olivia was in the hospital last year around this time, and she was in there for like a week and a half because
Mm.
out of nowhere she developed high blood pressure, right? So, like, she's all right. She has to take medication right now, but she's cool. She can still do gymnastics and all those other kind of activities. But we talked about like writing a story or stories that
Mhm.
talk about like things that she's been through that can help other kids, because she last year she also in gymnastics she injured her arm. So she wants to write a story about things like that. Like, how do you bounce back from injury? Because she did it on, I believe she did it on a balance beam. And
Wow.
now she won second place on balance beam. So she wants to write stories that help people. So that's the next project.
So, and so, like kids, they watch their parents, they watch what we do, and you guys have apparently inspired her to want to do this.
Right. Right.
So, yeah,
And
she's
she's been
you
writing, like she's been writing her stories and all of that, but we got to sit down and just like make it happen, and you know
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Darion, because I'm just laughing at the comments because because your mom said that Bubba laughed when you said he knew everybody in America.
but anybody that knows him, like, he does. So,
Yeah, and you and like, and I know you respect him and you talk so highly of him too.
and
You
we
got
didn't
some
we
cool
didn't
influence.
always get along. Like, I will say that, we didn't always get along. Like, he'll tell you, we did not
Yeah.
get along. It was just because it was two strong people in the household. And he will tell you this story every time he gets a chance about how I got my first apartment. That's for another day. But yeah, he'll tell that story a million times.
Wow, yeah, that's hilarious. But yeah, so you are doing some phenomenal things. It is an honor to have had the opportunity to publish your book. Um, and
What?
we are on a live. Oh,
Hey, I know that voice.
oh, this don't make no sense. Okay.
We gotta
Anyway,
always keep it spicy. You gotta keep it spicy.
right, right. But so now where can the viewers get your book?
So I am at, of course, shepublishing.com.
Mm-hmm.
I am on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon, and you can also get it from Barnes and Noble. Those are the locations that I know of. So,
Yeah, and there are more. Those are just like the main ones that
right.
a lot of people know. But yeah, so you
But
guys,
before you go on, I will tell you, I want to say something now, right?
okay.
Because where to get the book from? I would say get it from shepublishing.com. And the reason why I say that is because the packaging that the book comes in is phenomenal. I can't even like explain it. So I had people take pictures of it because I didn't believe it. Like, it's a box with like, and the book is wrapped up, and she had a ribbon to represent the medal in the book.
Mhm.
Oh man, and yeah, it was just amazing. So get it from shepublishing.com because the presentation is awesome.
Wow. Well, thank you, Darion. Thank you.
No
And
problem.
yeah, and you guys really should pick it up because Darian has had a couple of reviews on his book. One review was, and did I make you proud? Darion Knight shares a deeply moving and inspirationally brave account of his life, tracing his path from the south side of Chicago to becoming a successful gym owner and mentor. This memoir stands out not just as a story of personal achievement, but as a beacon of hope and resilience, particularly resonant for those who face seemingly, oh my gosh, I can't even read this big word,
Insurmountable obstacles.
insurmountable obstacles.
Whoever
Okay.
wrote that one was pretty smart.
I know that's right. Okay. Cause y'all, I ain't smarter than a fifth grader, but no, but you've had some really amazing reviews on your book. And also, this is when Darian participated in the National Black Book Festival. This
Oh
is
yeah, that's
actually
pretty cool.
a picture
Oh,
of
look at
their,
that
yeah,
one.
him and his daughter at his venue for his book signing. And I also had the opportunity to interview Darian as well at his venue. And again,
That was a fun event.
yes, it was. Yes, it was. And you know what? And I try my best to I'm gonna tell y'all, I try my best to make it to book signings that I'm invited to. Okay. And Darian actually gave me an opportunity to even be a host at his venue, but I try to make them all, y'all, but I can't always make them all. But yeah, so let me see, just to wrap things up. C. Arthur said yes, he agreed. It was a story in a box. Mark said, yeah, the packaging is on another level. One reader who purchased one of my books loved her packaging. Elena, she says she is so proud of you, cousin.
Oh, Lania, that's
Uh,
big cuz. That's big cuz right there. She is,
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, but it is always great fun, and hopefully we will have another surprise hopefully in 2025. And I'm just going to say fire, and that's all I'm going to say. But hopefully we can get something
Yeah,
else going.
almost forgot about that one. That's another project.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one to be on the lookout for.
Yeah. And that's going to be on a whole nother level, like, sitting, talking, chopping it up for real from
Exactly.
four different perspectives, you know.
We just
So,
got to get it moving. Like once this competition stuff is over, you got book stuff to do. Oh, somebody said, "Oh, push the competition again."
okay, let's
Oh,
do it.
that is what I forgot about. I forgot
Okay.
to mention something about the gymnastics competition. I
Okay.
mentioned that this would be the first women's NCAA competition. But what I was able to do, because my competition is Martin Luther King weekend, I was able to get two HBCUs to come to the competition. So at this year's competition, well, the 2025 competition, we will have Fisk. Fisk University is coming there, and Wilberforce. Wilberforce, they actually
Hmm.
took on a lot of the gymnasts that came from Talladega College who lost their program. Talladega had a great season last year, but the school dropped their program, and Wilberforce
Ah,
took it over. So those girls are still able to compete, and they will be at the 2025 inaugural Windy City Invitational, the women's NCAA competition.
yeah. And so tell us where it's going to be, the dates again, and if
Okay,
there's a particular website that they should
got
go
you.
to.
All right, so the Windy City Invitational will be January 17th through the 20th at Navy Pier. For more information about the competition, go to windycitygymnastics.com, and we will have tickets on that website fairly soon. I think tomorrow we're supposed to release the final schedule, hopefully. And then once we release the schedule, then we'll be releasing the tickets. So you can purchase tickets on the website as well. And if you can't get them on the website, you can actually pay at the door. But Navy Pier is cashless, so it is only credit debit card accepted at Navy Pier at this time.
Yeah, and I'm gonna again say that the competition is amazing. It's huge. I stayed at the Navy Pier. I actually did like a Home Alone type video. Yeah, that's how beautiful it was. The view of everything. But it is an event you don't want to miss. So, Elena, if I'm saying your name properly,
Alania,
thank you, Elenia. Thank
yeah.
you for reminding us to re-promote that particular event because it is going to be amazing and even bigger than before. So I do want to say thank you, God. Thank you, Darion, for coming on the platform again and allowing us to learn a little bit more about you and who you are. I want you guys to come out to the conference to see him because he just might win another award. I don't know. I don't know.
Hope
You
so.
know?
I like winning. You know, I like winning. So yeah, let's push that.
Yeah,
Or
you
the
know,
letting
you
say
gotta speak
digital
it.
currency only at Navy Pier. Oh, hold on. I got another one. I forgot. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting things. So at Navy Pier, also, if you go on the website, well, we're gonna put that up pretty soon. There's a new attraction at Navy Pier called the Flyover. And
Mm.
they have two experiences that you can, they have, I think it's Iceland and it's a Chicago flyover. So when you do those, it's if you've gone to Disney and you've seen that like that 3D like roller coaster type, it's an experience like that. But it has you like flying through buildings in Chicago. You go to the I'm gonna call it Comiskey Park because
Mhm.
U.S. whatever they call it, the White Sox Stadium now. I don't whatever. But you fly through that. You go to the Cubs field. You go to Soldiers Field. Like you fly through these places. You get close to the water when they diet for St. Patrick's Day, and it feels like water is like sprinkling on
Nice.
you. It is amazing. And people from that come to our competition or go through the I think it's on our Instagram page. If it's not there now, it will be. You'll also get a discounted price on the flyover at Navy Pier.
Okay. Look, I love that kind of stuff. And you know what? I'm gonna put the flyer on your author page as well, and as
Okay.
well as on our events page, so that people can just click on the flyer and go right to the website.
And I would
So,
love to see people come out, and honestly, it's not even about the money. You know what I mean? It's I just want to. You mean I just want my people to be around me and just kind of see what I'm doing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I want. You know what I mean? So the guys from the circle, my fraternity brothers, all of y'all, like come check it out. Just see what I've done now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm excited to be a part of it because I will be there. So, again, thank you, Darion. Thank you, She Family, for coming on. I just love our She Family because they come and they support their brothers and
Exactly.
sisters in authorship. And thank you all, Darion's family and friends who came on, like Dr. Calinthia Miller. See, we the She Fam be
Is here.
coming through. Okay.
That's what we have to do as a she family. Let's all support each other's stuff. Like if you see somebody that has a post, like it, thumbs up it, do all of that. Just support each other because the more we support each other, the bigger this movement gets. You
Yes.
know.
Yes. Yep. So let me see. Final remark is from Mama Scott. Olivia's getting ready for a fantastic project. Olivia is writing her book. That's what's up. Yeah, so I had a lot of fun this evening, you guys. Again, thank you for kicking it with us on this Taco Tuesday, is what I call it. And until next time, we will see you. Oh no, until next happy
Merry
holidays,
Christmas,
Merry
yeah.
Christmas, and Happy New Year, you guys.
And see you at Navy Pier, January 17th through the 20th. Really come on the 17th and the 18th because those are the big gymnastics competitions. So just come out.
Come out. All right.
See ya.